Hello everyone! Welcome back to another 1v1 battle. This is going to be the army of Sigmar being led by an Arch-Lector. We are facing off against the Vampire Count, so I thought it would be fitting. The front line here, I ran this army about a month ago or so, and I really like this army. Or at least variants of it. We have 4 Flagellants in the front, 2 on each flank of the Sigmar Sons. Over here we have 3 very cheap Spearmen to deal with any raised dead spells that are cast in the back line and anything that can get around the front line. We also have the Hammer of Witches, the Silver Bullets, Stigmars, Sterling's Revenge back here. The main part of this army is going to be the Arch-Lector, Warrior Priest, and Empire Captain buried in the Royal Altdorf Gryphite Squad, and also the Jade Wizard here. So all of these units are here to support basically the Royal Altdorf Gryphites. We have both Arch-Lector and the Warrior Priest with the Shield spell, which is going to do some damage reduction. The Warrior Priest and the Jade Wizard both have the Scroll of Protection, which are going to be cast mostly on the Royal Altdorf Gryphites, which give them even more bonus protection for about a minute or so. And then the Arch-Lector also comes with the AoE attack spell, and then some other buffs there like Benediction. And there's a lot of leadership right here. And that is the army of Sigmar. For my opponent, for the Vampire Counts, we have 3 Dire Wolves, one of which is the Dire Pack. And then for the main army, we have a front line of 3 Graveguard, one of which is the Sternsmen, 2 Skeletal Spearmen, 3 additional Spearmen, 3 Crypt Horrors, 2 White Kings, and then Vlad von Karstein. I like the 2 White Kings setup. I don't see them that often, so I enjoy seeing them whenever people bring them. So of course I see the Dire Wolves. I'm going to see the rest of this army here soon, because the way the map is set up, there's actually kind of a hill right here, so it kind of blocks sight for a little bit. But we are going to get sighted on one of these Crypt Horrors soon enough, so I'm going to have the Hammer of Witches firing at them, and I guess they're opening up right now. And I'm not going to try and overreact to these 3 Dire Wolves, but I am going to assign our 3 Spearmen in a very defensive formation right here, and I'm going to be continually moving them to try and match the movements of the Dire Wolves behind us, because I do not want them to get in on our Hammer of Witches. Very soon, about right here, they notice that we do have the Silver Bullets and the Sterling's Revenge, so now the enemy does know that we have these 2 stalking units, and I'm like, well, they now know, so I got to be very careful about them maneuvering their Dire Wolves into my backline here, my squishy center. But I also do have my Royal Altdorf Gryphites that can respawn if necessary. I'm going to take these units off of fire at will, because I figured they were trying to put their units in front of them so we can waste some ammo. But they are going to charge our Flagellants, so I'm going to immediately respond with our Arch-Lector group. So they're going to go in there with the Demigryph Knights, and we're going to try to take out that Dire Wolf pack. Meanwhile, again, we're just kind of matching the units of these 2 other Dire Wolves with the Spearmen as the enemy army marches forward, and our Hammer of Witches is continuing to fire on this group of Crypt Horrors. They've done some okay damage so far. Not terrible. Would hope for a little bit more, but, you know, missing doesn't help that. So the second pack is going to go and flank this group of Flagellants over here. Not entirely sure why they didn't try to thread the needle and get into the Sterling's Revenge instead, but we have already dealt with this Dire Pack, so we're going... I'm sorry, not Dire Pack, but Dire Wolves. So we're going to shift our attention over here to these Dire Wolves. Not overreacting, not overcommitting, just sending 1 unit over there to help the Flagellants. Again, I do not have these units on fire at will because I want them to target specific units, which right now we're targeting the other Crypt Horrors with them, and the Sterling's Revenge is going to target, I believe, this Crypt Horror to try and finish it off along with the Hammer of Witches. Meanwhile, back here, I'm still matching movements of the 1 remaining Dire Wolf because the second Dire Wolf has already been destroyed by our Arch-Lector group. And this is when the enemy is going to be charging in. I think I issue a charge order here at the end. Hopefully I did. Maybe I didn't. There we go. Although, I guess I didn't have them in locked group because they're all charging the Graveguard, which I did not notice. Oh well. I was probably too busy microing the Spearmen. But immediately I'm going to pull back Sterling's Revenge and the Silver Bullets away from the front line because I'm trying to pull him out of reach of Vlad von Karstein's Raised Dead. His Raised Dead from where he's positioned right now should be about like right there. So I made sure to pull our units away from him so that he couldn't just Raise Dead on top of Sterling's Revenge. And I'm going to run the Arch-Lector squad in here. And this is where we're going to start dropping the buffs. The Arch-Lector drops his Faith Bastions and Grand Hammer of Sigmar to protect the units around here along with the Royal Altdorf Gryphites. We're also doing Earthblood upgraded from the Jade Wizard in this entire area to keep them healed up as long as possible, keeping the Spearmen trying to match pace with these Dire Wolves still, and the Jade Witch is going to be sitting back here safe because I don't want to risk him in combat quite yet. Hammer of Witch is still piling down on the Crypt Horrors, Sterling's Revenge piling on the Crypt Horrors, and the Silver Bullets have, I think, just finished up their Crypt Horror unit that they were firing at, and now I am putting them back on fire at will at this point, so they're going to take some shots here and there, but for the most part they are obstructed because of my Flagellants, who are starting to get destroyed already by the Graveguard and Skeletal Spearmen, but that's to be expected, but they will hold to the bitter end. You can see Vlad von Karstein starting to summon some zombies back here to try and get to Sterling's Revenge, so I'm going to be pulling them back. Going to be pulling the silver bullets back. I'm going to be running my spearman over here to stop this one, and I'm going to run my Jade Wizard into this zombie unit because he can kill zombies all day, every day. And at this point, he's cast another single target heal on our Royal Altdorf Griffites, who also have one of the Scroll of Shieldings. I brought 2 of those. We have another Raise Dead spell, but again, Vlad cannot summon him back here because Raise Dead is a very short range spell, which is why I kept my units away from him. The Dire Wolf Pack is getting close to my Stern's Revenge, so I'm going to be running the Spearmen over here. It looks like they microed them to move right here, but didn't give an attack order, so we're going to be firing at them. Meanwhile, Silver Bullets have a better angle of fire on the Grave Guard, which is now I'm trying to focus them down because they're one of the units that I am worried about. So the Silver Bullets are trying to deal with them. Meanwhile, Spearmen are taking care of Raised Dead shenanigans back here. And we are still trying to kill Vlad von Karstein now, after killing some of the units around him with our Arch-Lector squad. He has managed to rout off our Warrior Priest, but he is going to come back into the battle here soon. And we're going to heal him, I believe, with the Jade Wizard. We're going to do another AoE heal when he gets back. And I think we're doing another heal at this point, too. But right now you can see that these Sternsmen have broken through our flagellants finally, along with these Spearmen, and they are going to be chasing our Sterling's Revenge. But lucky enough, these Spearmen are going to be freed up, and I think I'm going to run them into the Spearmen to try and run interference for Sterling's Revenge. Silver Bullets are still free to fire over here, and I now have them switching targets to the Sternsmen, so we're firing into their flanks, which is a really nice field of fire. The Warrior Priest is now back, and I think he's going to be rejoining the Arch-Lector squad over here, and I'm going to cast another AoE heal spell. We have another Grand Shield of Faith being thrown down. I think this is from the Arch-Lector. So the point of having the Arch-Lector and a Warrior Priest is so that we can stack, or not stack, but we can just kind of chain do the Grand Shields of Faith to get a wide area of damage resistance, kind of like what a Runesmith does. Meanwhile, Stern's Revenge is now in a safe position to also fire at the Sternsman. I'm going to disengage from Vlad von Karstein because he was just taking too long. Actually, I think he withdrew at this point. He's like over... Where is Vlad? There he is. Yeah, so he withdrew because he's taken a lot of damage. You can see he's already regenerated all that he can, and still he's at half health. He's a very tanky guy. Even though we had all these units on him, he still lasted for so long. But anyway, he is now over there. So we're going to withdraw from this side, and we're going to try and save Sterling's Revenge. So we're going to run into the Sternsmen and finish them off with our Arch-Lector squad here in a moment. They are still healing up by the Jade Wizard spell. Anytime now. There they go. Now we're going to finish them off. Spearmen are routing from their battle over here, I believe. They're trying to assist the Flagellants, who are still fighting to the bitter end. There is still a small line of them here, but they are taking a beating. The Sigmar Sons, though, has been holding on pretty well because they've been hit with the AoE heal spell twice at this point because the Griffites were around them when I cast the heal spell. So right now, Sterling's Revenge are firing on the Skeletal Spearmen. Our other Spearmen over here are still holding off the Dire Pack who came back in after routing, or not routing, but after coming back from being pulled out of combat. You can see the White King is now heading towards the Jade Wizard, is what, well, at least what I assume their target is. We're going to try and deal some damage to the second White King. The Sterling's Revenge is going to be opening up on this other Graveguard unit, and we're going to try and run these spears to try and hold back all these 3 Spearmen over here. Going to try and hold this Graveguard from the Hammer of Witches with our Spearmen right here. Pulling back Sterling's Revenge, pulling back the Jade Wizard. Meanwhile, we are still dealing with the White King over here. Vlad von Karstein is trying to finish it up. Sigmar Sons and our 2 Flagellants, along with his Skeletal Spearmen and what remains of his Graveguard right there. Spearmen are doing pretty good against the Dire Pack, and right now the Jade Wizard, I'm going to have a Scroll of Shielding cast on him from our Arch-Lector here soon to try and make sure he is not killed by this White King. And there it is. He now has a Scroll of Shielding. Meanwhile, Sterling's Revenge is going to fire into the White King to try and destroy him. We're trying to run from these Skeletal Spearmen as much as we can with the Silver Bullets. We are going to get caught here by the Skeletal Spearmen, but Sterling's Revenge are pretty capable in melee. We are trying to run them out, but eventually I'm just going to have them go into melee with the Skeletal Spearmen because I know that they can take it, because they are a very decent melee group of units. Meanwhile, we're going to disengage from the other White King to try and save our Jade Wizard, who, even though he had damage reduction, is still taking a ton of damage from the White King. So we're going to gang up on this one, as the other one is going to be running in, and we're going to shoot him down with the Sterling's Revenge, or sorry, with the Silver Bullets. And you can see the amount of damage he's being dealt right there. And Sigmar Sons and the Flagellants over here managed to rout, or I guess crumble, the Graveguard. And now, just due to enemy losses, Vlad von Karstein and his White Kings are going to fall. And I really like this army. I really like, because you don't see the Arch-Lector ever. Like, no one brings the Arch-Lector for kind of decent reasons. But if you embed them with those Royal Altdorf Griffites as bodyguards, you just have this like uber hero squad. They're really strong. It takes a lot of support because, you know, we're using the Arch-Lector, a secondary Warrior Priest, and a Jade Wizard basically to keep the Royal Altdorf Griffites alive and working, or killing. But I think that's a worthy investment because the Royal Altdorf Griffites are like the best unit in the game. I'm thinking. Are they the best unit in the game? they're at least like in the top 3, the Royal Altdorf Grid fights. But anyway, for kill counts here, again, good game to Larry the Impaler. The Hero Squad did excellent, I guess. They did what they were there to do. They dealt so much damage to Vlad, who was so tanky. They were fighting him for so long. And while fighting him, the Royal Altdorf Grid fights managed to get 50 kills. My guns, I managed to keep free for the most part because of my 3 spearmen doing a lot of work in the backfield and making sure that they were out of range of Vlad's raised dead spell, basically. So they did a lot of work killing the Sternsmen, who ended up not getting too many kills after they punched the flagellants, so I'm really happy that I was able to keep them safe. The one thing that kind of really turned this game, I think, was the 2 direwolves being run into the flagellants before the battle started. If these 2 were left just kind of wandering around the backfield, and then the battle actually started, you know, my flagellants are fighting their Graveguard or whatever, then they could have overwhelmed my backfield with the 3 direwolves and the raised dead spells. I would not have enough spearmen to protect my gunners from all of that. But because they ran the direwolves into my flagellants and got them killed early on, my spearmen were actually able to hold back the 1 direwolf they had, and then the other like zombies and skeletal warriors that were summoned afterwards. So I was actually really lucky that the direwolves were kind of suicided into the flagellants. Hammer Witches, 97 kills is great, and the Cryptors didn't have much time to do anything because they were just focused down by the gunpowder of the Sigmar army. But again, good game to Larry the Impaler. Let's take a look at a cinematic view. Man, these puppies are about to have a bad day. And they crumpled really fast when the Archlector squad got there. Oh man, those poor puppies.
Sigmar! They come from behind!
Huh, the Archlector's still trying to even make it over there.
We are flanked! Don't give them an inch! Beware the whistle!
There's a lot of skeletons. Not many flagellants left. Get him, Jade Wizard. Get him. Yeah. Jade Wizard MVP. Oh, this is why he routed. He got stuck in these Graveguard and Spearmen. Okay. Well, that would be why. He wasn't actually with the squad. Also, that White King was sent after him, too.
Enemy wizard spotted!
I really love this unit. I think the Stone's Revenge is one of the coolest units in the game.
Away the wizard! Beware the flankers!
These Graveguard just kind of, you know, taking a break. How many flages are even over here? Just one? Oh. Two dudes! Two dudes holding back hundreds of skeletons. Yeah, I think they were firing at the Graveguard. And like I knew he was coming for the Jade Wizard. That's why I'm running him away. I'm like, no, get out of there, buddy. He will kill you. He will murder you.
It is against Sigmar's teachings.
Ooh, the point blank shot. Can we get another one? Yeah! Can we get a third one? Ah, well, we got two of them. That was pretty cool. Getting shot point blank with a cannon cannot be a good time. Ooh, yeah, you get him, Warrior Priest. I don't think there's really too much fighting left going on here. Oh, look at this. It's like a nice little defensive formation they pulled here. Oh, my spearmen routed. Or did I pull them away? Ah, well. Either or. They're about to crumble. Look at that, cannon crew. Look what you did. You just murdered 100 Graveguard. God, you're so good. Who knew you were so good at melee? Anyway, that's going to do it. Again, good games to my opponent. I hope you enjoyed, everybody. I will see you all next time. Take care.